I'm Herbal Gamer Lucian, and today we're checking out the pre-patch for World of Warcraft Midnight. Other than the usual class changes and updates, this patch has some huge overhauls to the quality of life additions to the default interface, transmog, and housing. I know you're more than likely a busy human of some kind, so I'm going to try to point out the major changes so you can get the gist of it and get back on with your day. For more details, you can check out the link below. It'll have the actual notes. We'll go after the major game changes and get to the class stuff after. I'll do my best to keep it short. The long awaited Transmog update is here for my fellow fashion hunters. The transmogrification system has been overhauled to apply appearances to the slots rather than the individual items. So you no longer lose your transmog when equipping new gear. Really cool feature. You also gain situational settings so that your gear can change either based on your location, like going in and out of a rested area, based on your movement type, like being on a mount or on foot, based on your spec, or based on what gear set that you're using. Also, like in Legion Remix, unlocking a class set will now unlock all the lower set variants. So, for example, if you unlock the Mythic set, you'll also get the Heroic, the Normal, and the Raid Finder as well. Pretty cool quality of life there. Housing is going to get some new content in the form of endeavors. Endeavors are a monthly neighborhood wide activities for player housing where residents collectively complete themed tasks like crafting or questing or dungeons to unlock special vendors, decorations, and currencies. Community coupons is what those are going to be called, to beautify their shared spaces. Also, new exterior build pieces. Houses can now be upgraded to level 9, which will unlock new features and customization options. Again, link below for the nitty gritty on that. While not going into the class specifics for PvP, we do have that big update where the elite rank is now going to be earned at 2300, where it was always previously 2400. So make it a little bit easier there to get that rank and get those items. Looks like we'll be getting some big interface updates as well. So some of the points that I like to bring up for this one would be that delves are now getting their own location for an interface shortcut instead of being located in the looking for group panel. New ways to track your progress for those monthly trading journals, earning those tendies. You can now turn on audio cues and warnings like with big wigs or little wigs or DBM. That's going to be super helpful. WoW now has a built-in damage meter as well, so that'll be interesting to see how that's going to be working. Alongside of that, we are also getting nameplate improvements as well as cooldown traction and a lot more. So make sure you check those out for more details. Hope you're ready to see those numbers go down because the stat and item squish will also be in full effect here. There is this handy chart if you're curious about what that item conversion is going to look like. Big credit here to the JVM. Sure, I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but I will have a link to their Reddit and credit goes to them for creating this chart. If you are curious and want to see that, feel free to pause it and have a look-see. As with every expansion, we are getting an event as well as that Winds of Mysterious Fortune buff now. The week of January 27th, the pre-expansion event Twilight Ascension gets underway. The Winds of Mysterious Fortune buff also returns, offering all adventurers a chance to reap bonus experience from levels 10 to 79, catch up on your ults, finish missed content or unlocks, and just to generally prepare for midnight. Also a good time if you're looking to switch over classes, because usually they'll have some kind of catch-up gearing as well. Moving on to the classes. Now, for the sake of keeping this a TLDR kind of video, we aren't going to go into the specifics for every class. Make sure that you check out that Blizzard post that I'm going to link in the description down below if you do want more information specifically regarding to your class. We are just going to go over the things that are affecting every class. So first up, every class is having their interrupt cooldown increased by 2 seconds. This does include pet-based interrupts as well. All taunts are getting updated to have a minimum of a 6-second duration and double the threat generation. So all were previously sitting at 400% and are getting boosted to 800%. And while I did say no class specifics, I will bring up that big blue elephant in the room as it is such a focal point of this expansion, and that is the new Demon Hunter spec, Devour, along with the hero talent tree they're getting, Annihilator. This looks like that will be a lot of fun of that mixture of melee and range. Looking forward to that. There is a overhaul, or not necessarily overhaul, but a major change to in diminishing returns. There's a bit of a dev post here where they talk about it, but diminishing returns have been changed for PvE. Creatures will no longer be immune to stun effects after 3 applications of the effect like they previously were. The duration of the stun effect will continue to diminish in half upon each application until they reach a 1/16th of the duration, where it will remain until 16 seconds have passed. So essentially, instead of getting 3 CCs and it being immune, you'll actually be able to keep CCing just with that less effect until you get to that 1/16th, and it'll be very short, almost pointless at that point. But still, very nice change there for PvE. For PvP, players will be fully immune to crowd control categories after 2 seconds, and that previously was 3. So you're going to see some less stun locking there in PvP, which is kind of nice. And that about wraps it up. Now, there is a lot in this patch. So again, if you want all the nitty gritty specifics, I do have that link down below from the Blizzard post, and you can read through that at your heart's content. This was just meant to be a quick TLDR with the big points that I think are kind of showcasing this patch. At any rate, I do hope this video had saved you some time. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.